We here, baby. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? How y'all vibrate, man? Much gratitude, much love, much appreciation to every single one of y'all. Indeed and truth from the bottom and top of my heart. Indeed and truth from the bottom and top of my soul. If y'all knew, my name is Akh Kalel. You dig what I'm saying? We gonna come on here. We gonna tap in. We gonna get these cosmic downloads in, this cosmic information in. I hope all is well. I hope y'all been praying. I hope y'all been fasting. I hope y'all been meditating. I hope y'all been doing y'all shadow work. I hope y'all been doing y'all inner child work. I hope y'all been using y'all imagination, using y'all creativity. I hope y'all been astral projecting, astral traveling. I hope y'all been doing y'all magic, doing y'all rituals. I hope y'all been doing y'all shadow
where that's
work.
coming from? Where that's coming from? Where that's coming from? Be quiet.
Using y'all imagination.
Where's that coming from?
Creativity. I hope y'all been
Wait, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Bro, oh my god. Please don't make me have to restart this. Oh, I know what happened. All right, we good. We good. That just doesn't make no sense. So why would that do that? But I hope y'all been astral traveling. I hope all is well. I hope y'all been doing everything y'all need to be doing to affirm. You know what I'm saying? And I just got to pick my phone up then because this look, that's why I'm doing this live now. Technical difficulties, man. But how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How y'all vibrating? Is I'm still echoing? Is I'm still echoing? Let me try that. That should work. But how y'all feeling? How y'all doing, man? Let me see what y'all, what type of questions y'all got on here. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and speak this love into y'all. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. I hope all is well. We good? I'm clear. Ain't nothing going on. We straight? We straight. Are we good? I need y'all to hit the like button for me, and I need y'all to share this to anybody you think that could benefit from these cosmic downloads, this cosmic information. All right, so we should be straight. We good now? We good now? All right, man. So for the people that's on here, y'all gonna get one-on-one attention. Y'all gonna get one-on-one attention. Any type of questions that y'all have, anything that's on y'all mind that y'all need answered, anything that's been wearing on your spirit, any type of dreams or astral travels or tips you need on meditating or things like that, I need y'all to go tap in and I need y'all to ask y'all questions away. So, it won't let me scroll up to see y'all first comments. So, hold on. So y'all can go ahead and ask away what y'all have questions on. So we can go ahead and start and initiate these downloads. The amount of questions y'all ask is the amount of time that I'm gonna be on here depends on the amount of questions that y'all ask. So however long I'm on here solely depends on y'all. Solely depends on y'all. So this is a question from a question somebody had asked me, and they asked me, what's the importance of synchronization? Now that's a broad question, because synchronization can be looked at on a multiplicity of different ways. You dig what I'm saying? But it's very important that you do synchronize everything that you do, because everything is one no matter how you look at it. I don't care if you using fire and water, nigga, they both one. I don't care if it's good or bad. I don't care if it's up or down. It's all one. And they all should be synchronizing, especially within you. That's why I be so adamant and intrinsic on reiterating that y'all need to get y'all inner child work and y'all shadow work in, because y'all need to merge with y'all inner child and y'all shadow self to become y'all infinite self. You hear me? What about Zen living? Elaborate on that question for me. What do you mean, what about Zen living? What about Zen living? Hold on, let me elaborate on that question for me. What do you mean, what about Zen living? My phone getting hot. You know how iPhones get when they do that. We here. Peace to the consciousness, charisma, how you vibrating, goddess. Can y'all get up off me, man? How you vibrate? And I'm gonna put this note down. I'm searching for my inner peace on my spiritual journey, and I'm reading a Zen book right now. Well, your answer should be right there. Your answer should be right there. If you're reading a book about being Zen, you know what I'm saying, or being in a constant state of flow, start reading the book. What I like to do when I have questions pertaining to some books that I have, I will go to my books, right? And whichever book I feel called to, or I see first, or I just feel like I should pick up first, or my spirit or my team tell me to pick up first, that's the book that I'm gonna pick up. And they won't specifically tell me to go to a page or to a chapter or something like that. So what I would do is pick up the book, and I would use my intuition, and I will flip the book open. You know what I'm saying? I will flip the pages, and whatever page that it landed on is exactly what I needed to read and what I need to hear 100% of the time. There's not a time where I picked up a book and I did that and it didn't have the answers that I was looking for. You dig what I'm saying? So if you have questions on being Zen and you got a book about being Zen right there in front of your hands, use the book. Use the book. What do it mean when I've seen every synchronization numbers on the clock that I can see from 111 to 555 daily? That means your spirit team definitely trying to get in contact with you and you're not listening. You know what I'm saying? Because when you start to see angel numbers or synchronicities, or what I like to call algorithms, you know what I'm saying, codes in this algorithm, your spirit team, your highest self, your infinite self, source is trying to get in contact with you to let you know that you need to start getting on your spiritual journey now. You need to start tapping in and paying attention to these synchronizations now. And this is why you keep constantly seeing them over and over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Or you're at a point in your journey where you're about to go into a next phase in it. You dig what I'm saying? So you need to start paying attention and looking up these synchronizations, looking up these angel numbers, or these angles of light numbers, or these light codes, or these algorithmic codes, and whatever you read when you're looking them up and it resonates with you, that's the message that they're trying to get to you. So you need to pay very, very close attention to those things and know that your spirit team trying to get in contact with you and you've been being hard-headed. You gotta go tap in. I read a couple pages before bed last night and my dreams more. I told you. Why? Because you're obtaining light. You just obtained some information. So now your energetic body has enough energy for you to go into the astral realms and different realms of thought, different dimensions and things like that, and to experience more, and then to bring back that information. I'm curious to see what happened. You dig? Look, y'all. It's a whole butterfly. It's black. Let me stop. Oh, but it chases bud down the street. There go an orange one, bro. That's crazy. And it landed. And it's gonna fly away, watch. It's gone. That's crazy though. That's what happened to me. I picked the book up, went to the page and gave it. I told you. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, when you're looking for an answer for something, it's always always right in your face. It's always right in your face. So I repost the questions from the top. You can. I have been waking up at 3. Hey, I woke up at 3:33 a.m. about 3 days ago, 2 to 3 days ago. 2 to 3 days ago. Now, a plethora of things could be happening when you wake up around what they call the witching hours. You know what I'm saying? The witching hour is the time during the night, you know what I'm saying, where the spiritual realm, the veil between the spiritual realm and the physical realm is the thinnest. Meaning that you're able to get a lot of spiritual and spirit and soulful encounters during this time. So, when you wake up during these times, especially around that time, like 3:33, a plethora of things could be happening. One thing that could have happened is that you're getting upgrades. You know what I'm saying? You just came back from getting a spiritual upgrade. You know what I'm saying? From different extraterrestrial or extraterrestrial beings, right? So these extraterrestrial beings literally pull your consciousness or pull one of your energetic bodies out of your body, right? And they send it and put it on to one of their Merkabas or one of their Shams or one of their UFOs or UAPs, right? And then they're doing spiritual work on your vessel to give you upgrades, so when your vessel goes back into your physical body, these upgrades synergize with your physical body. You know what I'm saying? They showed you a perfect depiction of this in the movie Thor. Which Thor was it? It was Thor Dark World. In Thor Dark World, when there was something wrong with Jane, Thor took Jane to Asgard when she had that ether in her, and they put her on this table, and her mama, and Thor's mama, and all these other different goddesses from Asgard was doing spirit magic on her. They was doing spiritual technological magic on her by using their energy. You know what I'm saying? They was using spiritually advanced technological energy to heal her and analyze her whole being. They put her on this table, and they literally had a projectional image of her body and her energetic body out on this table to give her upgrade so that she can heal in her physical body when her energetic body synergizes back into her physical body. So that's one of the things that could be happening when you wake up at these times. You dig what I'm saying? Especially, like, I'm gonna give y'all an example. When it was a particular time when I rised up in the middle of the night. Right before I rised up in the middle of the night, I was having this astral travel experience where I was running from this entity. You know what I'm saying? I thought I got away, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And this entity that I was running from was trying to give me an upgrade. I didn't know that. I thought he was chasing me. So you know how niggas get when niggas get to something, get to chasing niggas, nigga, we all running. We all taking off. So nigga, I was in the dream, I was taking off. And then when this entity caught me in the dream, I don't know what it did to my side. I don't know. It didn't have no sword or nothing. But when it got to me in this astral travel, it like hit me in my side with something, energy or something, bro. Energy or something. It hit me right here in my side, bro. And I felt it. I felt it in my physical body when I was in my astral travel. So I'm in my bed, and in my astral travel, this entity got up to me, hit me with this energy blast, and I'm talking about it didn't hurt, but it hurt it. You know how something hurt, but it didn't hurt? It didn't hurt, but it hurt it. It was like such a high voltage amount of energy to where when I felt it in the astral realms, I felt it in the physical realm, and I literally curled up like this in my bed. I was like, what's that? And I had to go right down that astral travel, bro. So there's a plethora of different things that could be happening when you arise at these times. You know what I'm saying? It could be that you just astral travel and you don't remember that astral travel, so your guys or your team rise you up at that time so you can see the clock at directly at 333, so you know they trying to send you a message. Biggie Meditate asks, how do we coexist with dinosaurs? We already coexist with dinosaurs. Already coexist with dinosaurs. I'm a dinosaur. I'm old as hell, but I don't look it though. You dig what I'm saying? But we already coexist with dinosaurs, bro. We just gotta treat everything with love. Love is literally how you coexist with anything. No matter what it looks like, no matter what form it takes, no matter if it's evil, no matter if it's demonic, no matter if it want to kill you. Love will make anything be subjective to you, and not subjective in a way that you control it, but subjective in a way that y'all synergize and y'all harmonize and y'all are one with each other and y'all have a mutual respect and love for each other. So love is how you coexist with any and everything. Back to the flying and telekinesis. Does it have something to do with gravity or some kind of magnetic field? I'm finna give you a download based off experience, 2 experiences. All right. So, with flying, in my astral travels, I fly. I fly flat out. Now, not the last astral travel that I had, but probably a few months back, I figured out how I did it in my astral travel. So now, what's happening is the knowledge and wisdom from that version of me in that reality is being sent from from that consciousness to my consciousness, so I will be able to levitate and fly in this third dimensional realm. So what happened is, it's just like when you see any type of insect fly, or you see the birds fly, or you see bees fly. They're not actually flying. What they're doing is hovering. What they're doing is levitating, and they're connected to this electromagnetic field that's all around us. They're connected to this electromagnetic field that's all around us, or the quantum field, or the quantum realm, or whatever you want to call it, the spiritual realm. They're connected directly to it. You know what I'm saying? They're connected directly to this magnetized energy, these different polarities that's being bounced off of everything. And based off of them operating out of a serene state of love, because animals just automatically just operate out of love. Period, point blank. Bugs and all that. They just be tapped in. They're able to step into their purpose and levitate and fly. Now we are able to do this, but we just forgot, or the knowledge of it, the wisdom of it just is lying dormant within us on how to do it. So when this astral travel, I was flying, right? And I was already in the air. And I was flying over this children's park. And this child and his mama was there. And I was flying over it, and there was like a maze. That was like, wow, he really flying. So in this point in the dream where I was flying over the park and I was by the jungle gym and the monkey bars and things like that, I became lucid. So I'm like, all right, now I'm lucid. Now let me figure out how I'm actually flying, because I'm in the air right now. I became lucid while I was in the air, right? So I'm like, all right, bro, if I'm flying right now, let me get back on the ground and let me test some stuff out. So in this reality, in this consciousness that my consciousness was tethered to, I already knew how to fly. I just already knew how to do it. So I'm like, all right, let me land. Let me see how I do it in this reality. Mind you, so I'm basically remote viewing this version of me in this reality while I'm me in this reality. I'm astral traveling. I'm remote viewing. So what I did in this reality to fly, is basically, if y'all, what is that movie called? I forget. But how Superman takes off, how any superhero that knows how to fly, however they take off, that's literally what I did in this reality. So it's like a propulsion effect, because what I did was that both of my fists was balled up, right? So it's basically like in Avatar: The Last Airbender, when the airbenders, matter of fact, Avatar: Legend of Korra, when in Avatar: Legend of Korra, when the firebenders throw fire or firebend, what they doing? They doing a new style of firebending. They throwing punches. So that's literally what I did. I had both my fists balled up and I jumped. And as soon as I jumped and hit the so I did like a mini jump. I didn't have to jump super high. As soon as I jumped, I pushed my hands or my fists down at the ground, and in this astral travel, I began to fly. So when I did that, I was hovering. So I'm like, oh shit, let me see if I can go higher. And I went higher. Then I was like, all right, if I'm really flying, if I'm really levitating, let me see if I can flip upside down and act like I'm walking upside down on the air. And I did that. And it made complete sense to me how we're able to fly. Because when you look at any hovering devices or any levitation devices that they really created back then, but they just don't put it out there, like in Tartaria, they was making levitation devices all day, and what they used was sacred geometry. And the form of sacred geometry that they used was the same thing that bees use to store their honey. Honeycombs. They was using hexagons, you know what I'm saying, or hexagonal figures to levitate. So all you have to really do is understand that, and then understand that your neuromelanin is literally in the same shape of that hexagon. So now it's just about you tapping into that neuromelanated black dot, you know what I'm saying, or this chaos energy, and synergizing it with your soul, synergizing it with everything in your being, and then using your imagination, using your creative childlike mind, and really believing and knowing that you can propulse yourself off the ground and levitate. And another astral travel, this one I had a few days ago. I was testing it out. I was sitting on this doorway, right? It was a bed right in front of me, and it was a doorway right in front of the bed. I was on like my knees were on the bed, and I was hanging onto the doorway with a frisbee. I don't know why I had a frisbee. Levitation. Nah, I know. But I was hanging onto the bed or the doorway with a frisbee, and my knees was hanging off the bed, right? So I started to balance myself off the bed, right? Soon as I started to balance myself off the bed, so I was literally balancing myself while holding the frisbee. So the frisbee is the only thing holding me up. I wasn't using two hands, I was just using one. The frisbee was the only thing that was holding me up. After I moved my knees off the bed, I was airborne. All I had to do was let go of the frisbee. And I just let go of the frisbee real slow, in a balanced state, in a harmonized state. And when I let go of the frisbee, I was midair. I was floating around and I was going everywhere, you hear me? So it's just about you tapping in up here and aligning all your chakras, aligning everything within yourself, and truly believing and knowing that you can do these things. Same thing with telekinesis. It's the same thing with telekinesis. What did you do to understand the truth for yourself? For someone breaking away from Christianity and the whole Hebrew Israelite culture, where do you suggest that I begin to know the truth? Ooh-wee. I love that question, man. I love, especially when people come out of the Hebrew Israelite doctrine, because I was right where you was, consciousness. I was right where you was. Oh, this is evil. This is evil. The only way you should be doing this is by the spirit. You shouldn't be unlocking your chakras by yourself. If you're doing it by yourself, that is what makes it demonic. What is you talking about? That don't make no sense. So me picking up a pencil and writing my name, me doing that myself, is demonic because I didn't use the spirit? Nigga, I did. I am the spirit. Like, make that make sense. So what I did to understand the truth and break away from that train station stop, or that stop of Christianity and the Hebrew Israelite culture and doctrine and things like that, was to keep my mind open and to not operate out of fear, right? Just to keep my mind open and not operate out of fear, and really trust my intuition and trust that everything that I was researching, I was being divinely guided to research. So back in 2020, this is when I started my journey. I started in the Bible. I wasn't Christian, I was Hebrew Israelite, right? All I would do was pray, fast, and meditate. That's the only 3 things that I did, because that's what Christ did, and you couldn't mess up doing that. So that's all I did was pray, fast, and meditate. And in the midst of me praying, fasting, and meditating, especially meditating, I had to purge myself of anger and purge myself of a slight form of depression, and heal myself of anxiety as well. So as I was doing that, I was doing different breathing techniques. You dig what I'm saying? I was using affirmations, and I was just pulling in all the energy that was around me from nature. You dig what I'm saying? That God and Christ created. I was pulling all that energy in, holding it in a certain point in my body where I felt the stagnation and low vibratory energy that was causing me harm, you know what I'm saying, and disharmonization. I was holding that positive energy there, and I was letting it push it out, right? I was letting it push it out. So I got to a point where I sat down one day and I was on YouTube, and a bunch of videos about chakras start coming up. Mind you, I did not know nothing about chakras. I wasn't researching nothing about chakras, nothing like that. So based off of the meditation that I was doing and the affirmations I was putting out, it put that out into this etheric field, right? As me searching for knowledge, as me searching for answers on how to align myself in different ways, in more intrinsic ways, right? So therefore, the algorithm or the subconscious supreme cosmic consciousness picked up on this, and it started sending me downloads through my TVs, through YouTube, through my phone, by way of chakras. So as I started researching chakras, and people was talking about, oh, this is, you unlock your chakra by doing this. You know your chakras are unlocked if you feel this way, if you feel that way. And I'm like, dang, I just opened my chakras without even having to really do any focus, and even know that it was chakras, right? So then that led me to believe, like, all right, I'm on the right path. And that also led me to believe that if I did that without even knowing that's what chakras is, then how is chakras evil when I just activated and aligned my chakras without even knowing that's what I was doing? How was it evil? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You dig what I'm saying? Make that make sense. So as I kept an open mind, I started to do more research, and I started to research different things in different books that the Bible and people in the Bible and people in the Hebrew doctrine would tell you to stay away from. When in all reality, when you go and look up and research these books, research these different ideologies and different ways of teaching, it's saying the same thing that the Bible was saying, but word for word, it's saying the same thing that the Bible was saying, but it's saying it directly. You know what I'm saying? The Bible will tell you exactly what these other teachings are telling you, but it's going to tell you in coding. You know what I'm saying? The Bible's going to tell you in an algorithmic way or allegorical way. You know what I'm saying? The Bible ain't going to tell you, oh, in order for you to lock your Kundalini energy, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to understand this, all this type of stuff. But the Bible will tell you, Moses turned his staff, which will be your spine, into a snake, which will be the Kundalini energy, to show people signs and wonders and miracles. That would be a Kundalini activation. See, the Bible wouldn't tell you that. So as I prolonged and went on my journey, I started to lean more away from the Bible, because as I started reading the Bible, as I started really thinking about and just like, man, I don't feel right praying and getting down on my knees no more. Like, what? Like, I really felt weird. Like, bro, why I gotta get on my knees? You know, when niggas get on their knees, when people get on their knees, what they doing the majority of the time in this day and age. I'm like, so why I gotta get on my knees and pray? That don't make sense. So then I started standing up and praying. Then I'm like, man, that don't feel right anymore, right? So as I went along on my journey in the knowledge of self, I started to understand that in order to give, real talk though, like, what you getting on your knees for to pray, nigga, putting your face down to the ground, like, that's a slave mentality. That's what a slave would do to his master to please its master. Like, real talk. Please, master, don't whip me. None of that. I was like, no, why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? If Christ is within me, if God is within me, why would I have to get down on my knees and pray to something that's in the midair, just supposed to be out there? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. So I started to understand, in order for me to give glory and praise to God and Christ, I had to give glory and praise unto myself. And then that's when the downloads really started coming to me. That's when all this knowledge really started coming to me. All this knowledge of self. All this understanding that you are God. All this understanding that you are Christ. And the return of Christ is not talking about somebody coming out the sky, floating up with their hands up like this, and a shining bright light coming to save you and take you back up to the heavens to go look at everybody down from up high like ants. That's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? The second coming of Christ is the second coming of Christ consciousness. And they knew this in different ideologies even way before Christianity and Catholicism came about. They been knew this. They been knew this. They just worded it in different ways. You dig what I'm saying? They call it a golden age or things like that. So just keep an open mind and keep an open heart. And don't be fearful and afraid of stepping out of something that you've been programmed and slavery whipped into believing. You know what I'm saying? They tell us to go to church and believe in this and believe in that, but when we get to asking questions why, they tell you it's just because you're supposed to do it. What? What? So if nobody told me to wipe my ass when I take a shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, come on. You got to understand why you're doing these things. You know what I'm saying? And I understand and understanding and understand what will come in time once you start to step away from the Bible. Once you start to step away from Christianity, because the Bible is literally just basic instructions before leaving earth. You know what I'm saying? And when you get on that wave, when you get on, because I'm not knocking the Bible and I'm not knocking Christianity and nothing like that, because it's a great starting point for anybody who's getting on their journey of knowledge itself. But you cannot stay there, because the Bible is a spell book. The Bible is a grimoire, and it's a powerful grimoire in the spell book because it's written in the English language, and the English language is a spell casting language, and the English language is one of the most challenging and hardest language for a person to learn or remember. You dig what I'm saying? So when you getting into the Bible and you reading the gospel, which is really a God spell for the gods and goddesses that truly are indigenous and aboriginal to this planet, and you stay there, you're gonna be trapped. You're gonna be trapped. You can say something that makes so much sense to somebody who's in the Bible, and you're giving them esoteric knowledge, but then they start to think out of a fear state, like, oh no, I can't go against God. He gonna condemn me to hell. I can't. Like, what? Like, you don't understand the power of your mind. You don't understand the power of how you think, which really is what creates your reality. You dig what I'm saying? So just keep an open heart and keep an open mind, and trust in yourself and trust your intuition, and fuck what everybody else talking about, saying that you getting into some evil demonic and you going too far left. Because I was hearing that the whole time in my ear from my pops. I was hearing that the whole time in my ear from my pops. Oh, you got crystals, that's evil. You this, that. Now this nigga wearing crystals. Like, just going to show you that once you start to step away from this trap, this box that Christianity and things place you in. If you stay there too long, once you start to step out of that, the people around you will start to step out of that too, because you took that leap of faith. You dig what I'm saying? Everybody in the Bible and Christianity talking about they got faith, but they won't step out on that leap of faith when they're trying to obtain new forms of knowledge, new forms of wisdom and things like that. So you good. Just keep on tapping in, keep on watching my videos, keep on watching anybody videos that have to deal with anything. Watch everything. Read everything. I don't care if it's evil or good. You know what I'm saying? Demonic or read it when you're ready. You dig what I'm saying? And you will begin to understand things that you thought you would never understand in your life. What's the difference between astral and lucid? So when you look at the word astral, which is spelled A-S-T-R-A-L, astral means star, right? So when you're talking about astral, you're literally talking about the spiritual realm, right? You're literally talking about, a spiritual realm that exists inside of you and outside of you as well. And in order for you to get to this astral realm that's outside of you, you must go inside of you. You must go inside of you. Now the difference between astral and lucid is I had to unlearn to relearn. Right? You have to unbecome to become. I'll talk about we'll talk about that in my book that I'm dropping. So when you talk about astral and you talking about lucid, they're literally one and the same, because they both are utilized in the same manner to do and experience things in the astral realm. So astral literally just means star, or it's a different spiritual realm or a different density of consciousness that you can travel to. Now, when you become lucid in the astral realm, that means you are able to control whatever happens while you're in the astral realm, when you're in the dream state. So when you become lucid, it's equivalent to you getting a new upgrade while you playing a video game, and now you can do more. Or you getting a DLC pack when you playing Call of Duty. Now you can go further in the map. That's the same thing that's happening when you become lucid in the astral realm. My pineal gland opened by itself, and weird things started happening. My ears ring all the time, and it led me to search. Yeah, your pineal gland was always open. You know what I'm saying? Your pineal gland was I just heard ancient. I just heard wise. So your pineal gland was always open. You was always tapped in. You just didn't know it because you was kept into a fear state, a false evidence appearing real like state. But all these things are just helping you. All these things are just helping you to realize your power, help you to understand that you are elite, helping you to understand that everything, or helping you to understand that your vehicle is upgrading. You're getting spiritual upgrades and things like that. You be becoming back online. Like when I started meditating back in 2020, and I purged myself of anxiety, my vessel literally turned on. My vessel on right now, I'm moving, but it turned on spiritually. I started vibrating like crazy. It felt like an Xbox controller or a PS3 controller, PS4 controller was vibrating, and when you getting hit or shot, that's how my body felt. But it felt good though. It felt like I can move trees, move mountains with little to no effort. Little to no effort. These dang on bugs, boy. 639. I say, do you believe in as above, so below? Of course. It only makes sense. It only makes sense. You have to omnistand that. You know what I'm saying? Come over here. Let's come over here. We in class. We in the classroom. Let's come over here. This is a perfect example right here of as above, so below. As above, you got roots that pull in energy from the sun and reconstitute it back out to us. And so below, you got roots that go underground and pull in negative energy and reconstitute it back unto us as positive energy. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it in terms of you, when you look at it in terms of your spirit, as above, so below, you got to understand that we are humans or souls having a human experience. So you are not your body. I'm not me. the conglomeration of 150 trillion cells that make up a human body that you seeing right now do this live is not who is really talking right now. I'm a cosmic energetic being. You dig what I'm saying? Cosmic energetic being that resides in different higher realms of dimensional consciousness and things like that. That is being channeled into this vessel to act and carry on different endeavors to help people align and ascend to their truths and infinite selves. So, you just when you think about as above, so below, the law of correspondence is called the law of correspondence, which is in the Emerald Tablets, the Book of Thoth, Emerald Tablets. When you think about as above, so below, when you're looking at something, try to think about it in a way where you can see it above in the spiritual realm and below in the physical realm. So heaven and hell are consciousnesses. Yes, heaven and hell are consciousnesses. Which elements connect to the 5 fingers? So, I feel like it's different for everybody. I do. Because in Chinese teachings, they're different from what I experienced. So when I was in my astral travel, there was a dragonfly. When I was in my astral travels, this was the finger for fire, your index finger. This was the finger for water. No. This was the finger for water. This finger right here. This was the finger for fire. This was the finger for earth. Space was my pinky, and air was my ring finger. So I feel like it's different for everybody. Because when I was in my astral travel experiencing how to use the different elements that's tapped into my different phalanges and things like that, my different fingers, my different aura nodes and chakras that are tapped into my fingers, I was battling entities that had these divine feminine goddesses trapped. And they were elemental beings. They were dark elementals. And I had to drain their energy from them. I had to drain their energy from them. Who's that? Who's that? Oh, man, who the hell is that? But yeah, I had to drain their energy from them so that they couldn't wreak havoc on these divine feminine goddesses no more. What's the best way to meditate? So you can meditate a plethora of different ways, bro. A plethora of different ways. Meditation, you can literally sit down and get into a lotus pose, a half lotus or a full lotus, and you can sit down and you can meditate and practice breathing and things like that. You can meditate by making music. If you like to make music, you can meditate by making music. You can meditate by drawing. You can meditate by taking a walk. You can meditate by cooking. You can meditate by cleaning or washing the dishes. You can meditate by taking a shower. You can meditate by literally just sitting there and just thinking. You can meditate by staring in the sun, by sun gazing. You can meditate by staring at trees, staring at flowers. You can literally meditate in any way that you're called to at the time when you feel as though you need to meditate. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, what is the best way to meditate is solely up to you. Whichever way you feel as though that you need to meditate, when you need to meditate, that's how you should meditate, because you're gonna get different understandings on what you're doing based on how you're meditating. Like, you can understand things in different ways. You can understand things in different ways by meditating in the non-traditional ways of meditating. You know what I'm saying? This is what makes us living in this third dimensional realm so evolutionary. You know what I'm saying? So revolutionary. Because back then in ancient times, they didn't have all these different things like that and all these different ways of, I ain't gonna say they didn't, but they didn't have it in such ways that we have it now. To where we're able to pick up paint and crayons and color pencils and tap in and get into a flow state, get into the zone, you dig what I'm saying? And just go somewhere else while still creating. You can meditate by driving. I used to do it all the time. I didn't even know I was meditating. This was way before I got on my journey. When I just had a bad day, or I was just down, or I was sad or something, I would just hop in the car and I would drive for long ass times, bro. And I'd come back and I'd be straight. I'll be straight. So you can meditate in any way that you feel you are called to. But me personally, the way that I like to meditate is the traditional method. By sitting down in the lotus position or full lotus or a half lotus and tapping in and just letting go. And my consciousness just bounces. It goes to a plethora of different places. Sometimes when I know I really be gone is when I fall asleep during my meditation. But I don't like falling asleep during my meditation because I need to remember. But that's how I know I really be gone, because I be sitting there in a meditative pose and I be conscious of where I'm at. But as soon as I realize I was asleep, the memory leaves. And I'm like, fuck. So I gotta continue to practice with that, so I could bring back that information and things like that. That would make sense because the thumb can go or a thumb can touch the pad of each finger, being able to ground each element. Yup. See, like I said, it's different for everybody. Because I vividly remember when I came up to the earth elemental, the dark earth elemental being, which was a gargoyle. I had to shrink him with my thumb, so I came up on bro, and I was like, and that nigga, he was real big, and he shrunk down to like this size right here, and I grabbed him and I put him in my pocket, and he was done for it. I don't know what I did with him, but I feel like that version of me. I feel like that version of me, when I put him in my pocket, I took him into my lair and put him in a jar or something. Now he just in there banging like, let me out. I need to get up out of here. So the difference between transcendence and ascension, that's a good question. So the difference between transcendence and ascension. So when you transcend is when you leave your avatar, when you leave your third dimensional vehicle, when you man, come over here if you want to. I'm telling you, last time you bit me because I wasn't paying attention. You bite me this time, I have no choice but to use brute force. But when you transcend, it's literally what they call here on this third dimensional realm death. They call transcending death here on this third dimensional realm, and they want you to fear death because they don't really know what's on the other side, right? But when you tapped in with self, when you have knowledge of self, gosh, man. Hey, come here. One day, I'm gonna just act like I don't see you walking down the street, and I'm gonna just let you go wherever you want. I'm always the one chasing you down the street, and you ain't even my dog. So they want you to fear death, right? Because they don't know really what's on the other side. So when you transcend, it's literally your soul leaving your avatar, and you're transcending to different realms of consciousness, different frequencies of consciousness, different dimensions, to continue and exist and live on in your life in different energetic ways on a different vibratory frequency. What you ascend is literally your consciousness expanding. When you ascend, it's literally your consciousness expanding. That means you're gaining new levels of enlightenment. What is enlightenment? When you become enlightened, you become full of light. You become full of light. So when you become enlightened, you understand something on a deeper level now. Now that frequency of knowledge is being reconstituted within you, so you can even break it down in ways that you couldn't before. So when you ascend, it's literally you getting smarter or you getting upgrades. Now, how you know you're ascending is when you go through something that we like to call right now ascension symptoms. Whether it be you get headaches, ear ringing, whether you get sick all of a sudden, whether you're just super tired or fatigued. You dig what I'm saying? Whether you're sore over your body in different places, one of your chakras just start vibrating super crazy and it feel weird. This is how you know you're going through a level of ascension. You know what I'm saying? Or a new awakening, a new Kundalini awakening. Y'all gonna get them hands, yeah. I remember you bit me one time, bro. I was, you won't catch me off guard again, I'll tell you that. What's the importance of synchronization? I already answered that. You wasn't here? I answered again, though. I just gave a generalized answer for it, though, because that's a broad question. But the importance of synchronization is to become one with everything. You have to become one with anything. You have to realize and understand that you are one with everything. You know what I'm saying? In this third dimensional reality, everything is separate or perceived as separate to make you feel like that you have no connection with anything, to make you really feel selfish, and to make everyone separate from you, to not operate out of love, to be in a distrustful state, to hate people, to be in these low vibratory frequencies and things like that. So the importance of synchronization is to realize that everything is one and there is no duality in our reality, even though it is real in this third dimensional realm. But when you're looking at it in a higher form of consciousness, in a higher state of thinking, in a grand scale, nothing is separate. Even if this hand is over here and this hand is over here, nothing is separate. Nothing is separate at all. It's all one, because if you follow this hand back to the source, and then if you go follow this hand back to the source, where it's gonna meet at? Your heart. You hear me? So it's all one. It's all one. It's all what? I was wondering who that was. I'm like, who this little white girl come? Man, bro, I ain't seen you since you was this big. But you can't talk? That's all you gonna say? I know you wanna say something smart. Go ahead. That's how you get down over here. We talk mess. Why you just staring at me? Where y'all about to go? Huh? Y'all always going to something. What is your thoughts on the solar flash? I feel as though the solar flash it's an exoteric thing, but it's also an esoteric thing. It's something that's gonna happen outside of us, but something that's already currently happening inside of us. You know what I'm saying? The reason why everybody is really reiterating that we get in the sun so much is because that we're constantly inside of ourselves having our own solar flashes. We're constantly having our own solar flashes within ourselves, so we can continue to arise and awaken our junk DNA. You know what I'm saying? Or this ghost DNA. You know that you're awakening your junk and ghost DNA when your ability goes a little bit further every single time. So literally, when you have this solar flash, it's in synergy with what's going in your body. So we've been having C-class flares, M-class flares, and we only had probably about 2 X-class flares like in the beginning of the summer. But right now we're having M-class flares, what I like to call mutant-class flares. You get to the X-class flares, you know, that's that X gene. You know what I'm saying? That X-Men gene. But I feel as though it's an internalized thing, and it's very intrinsic for you to realize that you can initiate that solar flare within yourself before and at the same time that this solar flare is happening outside of us. Because you got to realize we have 150 trillion suns inside of us. Yes, you have 150 trillion suns inside of you. Now times that by 2. You got 300 trillion suns inside of you. Why? How? You got 150 trillion cells in your body. Out of 150 trillion cells in your body, each cell in your body has something called a nucleus. If you break down the etymology of the word nucleus, nucleus means new sun. Nucleus means new sun. Outside of the cells of your body, you have something called plasma. Outside of your blood cells, you have something called plasma. What is the sun made out of? It's literally a big plasmic ball of neuromelanin. You dig what I'm saying? And the more and more that begins to pulsate and send out more light, more information, more biophotons, the more and more the suns inside of you begin to activate. The more and more the suns inside of you begin to